we are going to go through a couple of things specifically on LLMs, Google models, multimodality, how to use them. We'll do some labs. When I say we'll do some labs, which means you guys will do some labs. I hope you have your laptops ready. I hope the internet is connected and you're all charged up. Yes?
Yep.
Okay. So, how many of you have heard about LLMs? Okay, so how many of you have used LLMs? And how many of you have used Google's LLM? You know what it is called?
Yeah.
Yes. So, just like every great thing, let's get started with a video.
All right, we've got a Pixel phone loaded with the latest test build of Project Astra, and we're going to leave the office to test it around London. I've got this email with apartment info. Can you tell me the door code and remember it?
I'll remember the door code for you. It is 1170. To unlock it, enter the code and then press the unlock button.
Based on these symbols, how should I wash this?
The tag shows to machine wash at 30 degrees Celsius. Avoid bleach and tumble drying. Iron on low and dry cleanable.
Then what setting should I use on this machine?
Based on the laundry instructions of 30 degrees Celsius, select the 30 setting under Easy Care on the dial.
I've got this list of recommendations. Can you tell me a bit about some of them?
I can search for these places for you. Cold Drops Yard is a shopping destination with unique industrial design. Luminary Bakery is a social enterprise bakery. And Tate Modern is a modern and contemporary art museum.
Now we're going to try Project Astra out on the street. Let's see what it can do. I've always said scone, but now I'm hearing people say scone. Can you help me with the pronunciation?
It's a fascinating topic. The pronunciation of scone, both scone rhyming with gone and scone rhyming with bone, are accepted pronunciations, though regional variations exist.
What can you tell me about this sculpture?
The sculpture you're seeing is called My World in Your World by Eva Rothschild, located in Lewis Cubitt Park in London.
What kind of themes does her work explore?
She creates abstract sculptures that invite viewers to interact with and interpret their surroundings in new ways.
Would these do well if I planted them back home?
Mountain fleece can grow well in New York. They prefer full sun to partial shade and moist, well-drained soil. So your garden in New York should be a good fit for these flowers.
I'm trying to get a gift for my friend, and this is everything she's been reading. How would you describe her taste in books?
Based on these titles, your friend seems to enjoy a mix of history, biography, and perhaps a touch of political or social commentary.
I picked some of these out. Any idea which one she'd like the most?
Consider Half of a Yellow Sun for its exploration of complex social and political issues within a historical setting, aligning with her interest in narratives that offer insight into significant periods.
Will that bus take me anywhere near Chinatown?
Yes, it does. The 24 bus route goes through Leicester Square, which is very close to Chinatown.
Are there any landmarks on the way?
Riding the number 24 bus, notable landmarks you will likely encounter are Westminster Abbey, Big Ben, and Trafalgar Square.
I also met up with some friends to test out the multilingual capabilities.
Est-ce que tu peux me dire quelque chose d'intéressant à propos de ces lanternes?
Bien sûr, je peux vous parler des lanternes. Les lanternes que vous voyez font partie de la porte d'entrée de Chinatown à Londres. Elles ont une signification culturelle pour les Chinois. Elles sont souvent utilisées pendant les célébrations et les festivals. In China, it is started in the Chinatown Republic. People let the guardian market.
Now I'm using these prototype glasses to test Project Astra hands-free. Can you check if it's going to rain anytime soon?
It looks like it is currently mostly sunny in London. Rain is expected tonight from around 10 p.m. until tomorrow morning at 6 a.m.
Hey, what's that park next to me?
The park looks to be Primrose Hill, known for its panoramic city views and the notable Shakespeare's tree.
Can you check if I can bike in there?
It appears that cycling is actually banned within Primrose Hill itself, although it is permitted in nearby areas and the rest of Regent's Park.
I'm biking back to Camden. Can you check if there's any supermarkets along the way?
I have the Sainsbury's on Campden Road, Morrison's on Chalk Farm Road, and an M&S simply food on Camden High Street.
What was the door code again?
And door code you say previously is 1170.
Thanks. Works.
I hope you liked the video. Now, the best part is this capability is available to you, all of you. And, if you thought this was awesome, I can show you the most sophisticated of all the use cases right in front of you. And hopefully, you can do the same thing that we did just before. Sometimes the capability wasn't available. But what I'm going to do is open up the AI Studio and go, find the camera to you if you're okay. I'm going to give it a very, very hard problem. Okay? Yeah, there's about 60 people in the room. Okay? Cool. How many of these people are wearing a red color dress or a variant of red color dress?
Okay. About 3 people wearing some variant of red colored dress.
Are you sure?
Upon closer look, I can identify 4 people wearing an outfit with a shade of red. Would you like me to describe their outfits?
No.
Okay.
All right. So, I hope you got the drift of it. It's very powerful. You could solve a lot of industrial use case, academic attendance, yada yada, and it need not be mobile. You could power glasses with it. You could also, if somebody just about 2 days back, we in the latest TED Talk in New York, we prototype glasses as well. If you could, do lot of things. See, idea is, this is a tech. Multimodality is very like very few people understand the power, how you can reimagine your use cases, right? Be it in education, healthcare, and so on and so forth, right? So the next 30 minutes, you'll see how you could use this powerful technology to build powerful apps right here.
Cool. So the demo which we saw was of Gemini 2.0. Just last week, we had a global summit where we launched Gemini 2.5. And this Gemini 2.5 is our newest and the best model. And it's not just our. If you go ahead and see the leaderboard on the LLMs, maybe go ahead and see the LM Studio, chatbot arena. So Gemini 2.5 is right now leading the leaderboard, and it has the best thinking capability, best multimodal capability, and it has the best price performance. Let's dive a bit deeper into it. If you see, Gemini model are beating other models out there by a good difference. And the best part is this is available for all of you right now. You can go ahead and use it. I'm going to tell you how to use it. We'll go through a lab, and even I'll tell you how do I use it. How many of you already have the Gemini app? So, okay, how many of you have the Google app? Everyone has the Google app, right? So, similar to that, you can also have Gemini app where you can quickly go ahead and ask questions. It will be logged in with your Gmail. You can give it pictures, videos, images, audios, and ask questions on it. You can also ask it to generate images. So there are tons of things which can be done straight out of the box. And there is something called as AI Studio, which I'll show you at the end, where you have all the different models where you can go ahead and test it out. You can get the API key. You can get the endpoints where you can go ahead and test it out, put it in your application. So what new did we launch this year, basically last week? So if you see, it is again, it is a flagship model, and there are 2 models coming up for 2.5, 2.5 Pro and 2.5 Flash. 2.5 Pro is by far the best model. 2.5 Flash is a quicker model. It has lesser cost. It got launched just last week. And we got something very different, which is called thinking budget. And model optimizer. Now, what's the thinking budget? Do you know what is a thinking model? An LLM which thinks before responding to you. So normally when you type, you directly get the output, right? What if you're not directly getting the output? Model takes time, thinks, it shows what it thinks, and then gives you the output. The quality differs a lot compared to a thinking model versus a normal model. Now the problem is thinking model takes time. Thinking model has extra cost because the output tokens, while it is thinking, is also calculated in the cost. What we have is called thinking budget, where you can specify whether the model should think or not think, if or how much to think rather. And then based on complexity of the task, you specify how much the model can think, and then you can choose that many tokens to think. You can also put it to 0. Then there is something called as model optimizer. So there are so many models like preview, flash, both will have different capabilities, right? Rather than you deciding which one to use when, we gave you an endpoint where you go ahead and use that endpoint, and the endpoint will decide based on the complexity of the task which model to use. So that part is also abstracted from the developers. Now, let's see the power of Gemini 2.5 creating a simple game. How easy it is. Before this, how many of you have used Google Code Assist or any kind of code assist in your IDs? Which IDs do you use? Alright, so we have something called as Firebase Studio, earlier called as IDX, which got launched again in this next, which is free of cost for everyone, and it has Gemini Code Assist pre-built in it. Let's see how this works. This is the thinking part. That's it. Single shot, single prompt, HTML game is ready. This is the power of LLMs, and this is the power of Gemini 2.5 for coding. Okay. How many of you have used media with LLMs? I expected more. There was some trend going on. No one was part of that trend? Okay, we have a different batch in the room, I guess. Anyways, so do you know how was that built? Or not built. How do you use it? You upload an image, prompt it to do something, and it does something, right? So, that was an image generation model. Google has similar image, video, text, audio, basically full multimodal input, full multimodal output, models available to you right now to go ahead and deploy in production. No limitations. Directly take the API, try it out, build your app, run it in production. And of course, pay money for it. So, now, again, the third part of it, which is very important, safety to the core. The images which you generate from these open free models are not owned by you, right? Which means if there is an issue, if there is a question on their training data, it's kind of a legal gray area if you are using any kind of such open third-party image generation tool and using that image in your production applications. However, Google takes care of the indemnity. Google takes ownership and make sure that the data which is trained on is completely owned by Google. So you do not have any kind of legal troubles when you use Google's products, even for image generation. Now, what are the things available? So I'll quickly show you a demo. This is created using Imagine. Okay, let me take a step back. Gemini is our base model, right? Again, it is also multimodal. It can take in all multimodal inputs, video, images, text, audio, give out text and images. If you need just image generation, we have something called as Imagine 3. If you need video generation, have you guys used any kind of video generation tool yet? Yes, no? Well, we have our own video generation tool, and right now it is state of the art. It's called VO2. And then we have a couple of more things like music generation. So there are, how many of you have used YouTube as an author? Posted videos. When you post videos and you give some Bollywood music, it gets copyright issues. What if you don't have to learn guitar to generate music? You just go ahead, prompt it, take the music, put it in your background of the video and post it. So we have music generation model as well. Let me show you. This is an Agora ad which got created mostly with Google's AI. Of course, the voiceover was not able.
Feeling overwhelmed? Burned out? Agora to the rescue. Escape the everyday and rediscover the joy of travel. Find incredible hotel deals, flights, and activities with Agora. See the world for less. Book now.
So this complete ad was built using Google's music, audio, video, image outputs. Of course, it was not one shot. There were multiple things stitched together. A complete designing team was sitting in behind what to do next, how to prompt image inputs, text inputs, etc., etc. So right now we have two options available, which is text input, video output, image input, video output. Well, means if you just give your image, and you ask it to just animate it where you are walking, it'll do so for 8 seconds. And the third option which we came up again in next is video input and the video extension, which means you give a video and you can extend that video with prompt for next 4 to 7 seconds. So imagine you can simply take a video, extend, make a complete advertisement just with prompts. So that's the power which we have given to everyone. Again, that's one option. Text input, video output. Yes. So we give you the tool. Basically, we give the core technology. You can build a wrapper on top of it, which can go ahead, do a wget, read it, and then pass it as a prompt. Or just summarize it via Gemini and then pass it as a prompt. We provide the core technology on how to do it. You can build your wrappers on top of it. No, it won't work. So there are safety filters which all the Google model has, where there are many layers to it. And while we are doing the demo, we'll go through it. And it will not allow you to generate any kind of NSFW content. It will not.
So you will see that.
So 2 ratios, 9:16, 16:9, as of today.
It's an 8-second video, but and you can obviously do less as well. And you could also get what the
Yes, again, that I missed that point actually. You can give two images, which is the start frame and end frame, and it will fill it in between. So that feature also got launched this next. So we expect you to have the rights to the image which you upload.
Yeah, apparently the way this works, both in image and video, right? One is if you're using an image prompt, then you absolutely have to use the right, have the right to those image. But typically in Gen Media case, what typically happens is, whenever within your Vertex project of media is generated, it is AI metadata tag, which basically means that in its AI metadata, you'll have your project ID within that. And we also partner with something called synth ID. For example, somebody comes and say, look, this is my image, right? You can programmatically go to synth ID and upload, and it will say that. So it's a digital watermark. It's not like, so you can obviously do your watermarking that you see usually. That's a post-prod you could do. That's up to you. But what we do is a digital watermarking, both for your Google Cloud project and something that can be verifiable, right? Because if you come and say it has my AI metadata tag, I may not understand, or you may not understand, but it's a third party, just like your SSL, you can upload and it'll say this was, say, generated on Anchit's project, right? Something like that. So the original video will have the exif data, will have your project information. It is not your, editable metadata, your exif data basically. So you could not, yes, if you go ahead, there are ways to, remove that, copy a video, you can't stop that. But the point is, you're not stopping the copying of the video. You want the provenance to be proved, right? If you have to prove that this is my video, you should be able to prove it. That's the problem we are solving.
Just to take time, just what it was. In fact, I need to think. I mean, what I might wanted to it's still a person.
It's not consciousness. See, you have used LLMs, right? When you ask it a question, you ask it to verify it again. What does it do? Okay, let me verify it. I'm thinking. And you ask it, go check these sources. Do you think now your answer is correct? It goes and checks the sources, and then it corrects itself. Do you think that's actual conscious thinking? It's the same thing. Again, I cannot comment on that broader thing, whether it is conscious or not conscious. Way above any of our pay grades, honestly. But it's not a human being, but it can do a lot. It has a lot of power. So it can generate things from what it has learned, and it has learned from a lot of data already.
Yeah, and also I'd like to add, see, the word thinking is not akin to the thinking like a living being thinking, right? It's, when LLMs came about 3 years back, the first time you would have learned, people would have said, okay, it's all probability and, it's a next token generator and, it's all driven by probability and so on and so forth. That's the general way to look at most of these models. But the way, from that perspective, it's not anymore. It's thinking in a way that, it is not just token generation. Yes, it is. But also behind it, it's a mathematically constrained solver, right? If I asked, if you gave a text and ask it to make it funnier and concise and also make it elaborate, these are all you can mathematically, concise is a constraint, summarize is a constraint, make it funnier is a constraint, right? You can mathematically represent something, put out a scoring, differential scoring, and the model has to solve for it, right? So it comes out of the next token generation, but it goes through another parsing. The first constraint gets solved, then another constraint gets solved, and it happens in something called as RCC, right? We actually, I'll recommend a paper, Evolve, Deeper Thinking, right? So, it will tell you how it works on a method called as RCC, right? Refinement through critical conversation. So what it's basically easiest way to think of it is a flow chart. So it will run through multiple parse, each parse, parse solving for a constraint solver, right? So from that way it is, and each constraint gives a feedback, right? For example, you're trying to solve something which is not possible, right? Then it will fix the, it will tell you that why it can't be solved, right? So from that perspective, it's logical, and it gives you that feedback, but not in a living being sentience sort of a way.
More it's able for solving some of the complex problems, like some of the mathematical complex problems, and some of the reasoning problems. So it's more suitable because it has the thinking capabilities.
Pratiksha, talk that. I will speak with how, but yeah, what kind of thinking?
So, just taking an example, with the thinking model, the 2.5, which we talked about, it is able to solve a problem, a JEE problem, like you give it like any JEE problem, and JEE is one of the complex, exams. It has one of the complex questions, right? So if you just put a JEE question randomly, it is able to solve with up to 98% accuracy.
And see, there are different benchmark. I'm sure you would have the most hardest. See, there are SMLU, MMLU, Diamond. There are different benchmarks available. The hardest benchmarks are anybody knows about that humans last exam benchmark, right? So just in this couple of weeks before, in last week, in fact, in our next with 2.5 that Anchit was talking about, it scored extremely high, right? It's on 70th percentile of what you call as in
Humanities last exam.
Humanities last exam, right? So basically, it's a very hard exam, more harder than your any of the mathematical PhD sort of. It's an exam consists of multiple disciplines, and it scores on 70th percentile of that, and the next best model comes where it's not even half of that.
So there are published benchmarks. Go to Gemini 2.5 page specifically on mathematical exams. It shows like it's a public exam. You can go and see how much it scored, and you can go and see what the complexity was. So it's all publicly documented, and it's not just for Google's LLM. All the LLM. The moment when you see some LLM launched, they always launch with some kind of benchmarks. So those benchmarks are usually common. That includes mathematical complexity handling as well. So it's all documented. Cool. Since we have just 30 minutes left, we are going to start with the hands-on lab, and then we'll try to finish it fast and then have Q&A session. Okay? How many of you have Google Cloud account? Okay, how many of you would like to have a new Google Cloud account with some credits? Just use your personal Google Cloud account, get some credits from us, and use it in this lab. Okay, please go to this link. I would request everyone to please open your laptops. Go to do this link. The lab is pretty simple, straightforward. We just need to see how the APIs are called. That's all. There is no complex coding here. Code is already written.
Just make sure that you're not using your corporate or any other account, because you won't be like adding the credits there. So better to use incognito or somewhere so that you don't mix the accounts.
See, the hardest part of using cloud, the feedback that we've gotten is the initial hiccup to set up a GCP account, project, credit card, so on and so forth. I think calling APIs is the easy part, and you're all smart enough to do it. But what in the session, very quickly, we'll ensure that everybody has a working GCP account and with some credits, and we can ask, show you around where to go, how to use these API, and what are the endpoints and so on.
Quick point. This will work just right now. So you'll have to log in right now. Please do it. Do we have the link already opened? Shall we go ahead? Is there an internet issue? So it's an internet issue. Huh? Hotspots? Geos and Airtels? Can we quickly switch to your own network? Try it out. How many of you have got this, has got the login page? It has expiry. So log in, use it, and then it's done. It's not much.
See, unlike a lot of models that you might be forced to pay for, the good thing is a lot of Google models are free, right? Even though if there is anybody who's seen a quota limit for Gemini, is there anybody who's seen it? Nobody. That's the reason. Even though it's free, we never impose Google being Google, we don't impose a limit. So you could, everything that we're going to see, Anchit will also run you through AI Studio, the same demo that we used to show and count the people. Everything is free, so you don't have to worry. The idea is to, get your way around, and I think credit is the last thing you should worry about.
Are we done? Shall we move? Okay. So you're going to claim credits. Sign in with your personal accounts. Please sign in with your personal accounts only. Access your credits. Is it visible? Done? Give all the details. Accept and continue. Done? Or you want to read it? So you got the credits. Create a Google Cloud account. Go to console.cloud.google.com. Again, logged in via your personal account only in incognito mode. Or just select your personal account from the drop down if you have multiple accounts. How many of you are not able to see this page? It won't. It's better if we do it on laptop.
Yeah. So the reason why we're here is if anybody has a problem, just raise your hand. We'll be there. Even though it's hard to walk, but we'll try and find a way to help you. So we encourage it.
Please raise your hand if you are facing any difficulty. If you're not able to see the
Anyone has?
console.cloud.google.com homepage. I see one hand there. Others, it's sorted for you. You can see the console page.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, not this, but you could go to your. No, I mean, I'm worried with the credits. You can do the same thing.
Just claim the credits. That's all. Use it later.
In your Chrome, just open the desktop site. Yeah, I need to go to this. Make sure that you logged in Chrome.
Are we on this page yet? Yes? Yes? No? This is how it looks. 1 second. This is how it looks. And we'll create a new project. You can create a new project. Do you see the screen? New project. Create a new project. Give some name. Create. Done. Done till here. How many of you have the project ready for the demo? We need more hands. Come on. I mean, you have to do and then raise the hand. Do we have it ready? No, you just... So, billing account, Google Cloud Platform trial billing account. You have to select that. So, you already have an account. But did you claim credits? That was successful. So, that credit will get added to your account. No, so when you see the page, when you see 0, that's your bill. That's not your credit. 0 is your bill, not your credit. See, you are given $5 credits. That's all. Are we ready? You have to select Google Cloud Trial Billing Account. Okay. How many of you are ready for the lab now? That's all? Okay, where are we stuck? You are able to create the project? Fine. You created a new project? It's fine. As long as you are able to create a new project, it's fine. We'll go to the console, do one thing so that the APIs are enabled. This is how it looks, right? The Google Cloud page. Yes? All of you? You have some project on top here? Yes? No? Yep. You have a search bar here. Can you try searching for Vertex AI? Can you try searching for Vertex AI? And open the first result. Huh. No, you don't have to add any payment method.
So everyone, I think you all are claiming the credits, but you are not sure if the credits are there. Just go to billing. Once you go to billing, in the overview, you will see that there are certain free credits, which is already showing. And after that, you have to go to a project. There is by default my first project, which is created. You can either use that or create a new one. It's not reflecting in the billing. It's reflecting. If you are able to claim it properly with using the claim account. Is this the same account that you used? Yeah, you forget about it.
The screen where you see the claim create but don't see anything further.
Yeah, this is the old one. Many of you, I think I told you to use your personal account, right? If this is your personal account and you already got credits last time, which is expired, the new credits that you claimed is not getting added here.
You already.
Can you use?
Okay, how many of us are able to get this screen? Please raise your hand. Is that all?
It's showing expired, right?
Credit? No,
But-
you will see 0, which is your current spend. On the left hand side, there is a credits page. You'll see the dollar credit there.
Should but
Yes, and I mean, it'll be
try claiming it again as
no existing billing account.
we use a new account.
No, I mean you'll use the credits from there or
once you claim, it should reflect in your billing.
Project user billing account for one which has have you already gotten credit elsewhere from your
So for some of you, I'm seeing that some credits are already there or it is in expired state. So use a different billing account, I would say.
Why do you need to stay up?
yeah, you have switched study. You want to do like one thing.
I get that.
You were like
Don't need to.
Yeah, if you have used this program before, you'll not get it again.
This is the, this is the
Sorry, I should have started with this.
billing account, yeah.
Okay, let's go ahead. How many of you are able to open this Vertex AI page? Okay, on the left hand side, do you see Vertex AI Studio? Go to create prompt. Just okay, at the home page, did it ask you to enable the APIs? Please enable the APIs. And just type a hi so that we know that from the console it is working, so that we can call it from the API as well.
For some of you, I think the projects are already created. My first project by default, you can use that also.
Are we here? Okay. So go search for Vertex AI. When you open, for me it's not showing, but for you, if it is the first project, it will ask you to enable the APIs. Click on enable the APIs. That's all. Okay. Now we'll get to the project ID. Click on the Google Cloud homepage again. Go back to the Google Cloud homepage. On the homepage, you see something called as project ID. Something is written here. Yes. Please remember this. We are going to use this to put it in a collab. Okay. Let's get started with the lab. Please go to this link. Please go to this link.
for people who can't see shortcut short URL dot at slash BGC 8 L capillary. Sorry.
Just try both.
L is it or I? Like captcha. So if bots can't use. Everybody is able to open this? Folks, this is the most important because most of folks who know how to use UI are sometimes unfamiliar with the collab environment. So it's every step that you need to know access to collab is everything is there in this link. So and you can use this later as well to take a photo.
It's I.
Short URL dot at slash BZZ BZC 8 capital I.
Are we on this page? GitHub page? Yes? Awesome. Now, how many of you know what is a Colab notebook? How many of you know what is Jupyter notebook? How do you run a Jupyter notebook? Got it. So Google gives you free kind of a notebook environment. If you're familiar with Jupyter notebook, think it like that. Free of cost to everyone with runtime so that you can do your basically you can run anything, even ML workloads there. I mean, run, when I say run, it means testing and all. It's always a temporary runtime. Got it? So click on the first link, which is open in Colab. Do we have this skill? Open with collab.
So typically when you're doing this for, let's say, not for your dev and toy projects, if you want to do something serious, you would want to use enterprise where all your session persistence and all the, Gemini based, notebooks, all of those features are there. But for now, we use collab.
Are we in this collab? Yes? Okay. So, yeah. Let's get started. So what are we going to do here? We'll simply call Gemini APIs, all of its functionalities. Basically, we'll call Gemini with all of its functionalities using SDK. That's all what we are going to try today, so that we know how to use it, in our code, in your applications in production. Okay, so let's get started. So if you see in Python, what is the first thing which you do? Well, what do we do in Python first thing? Pip install. We are going to do pip install here. So the first time it's going to take time because it'll allocate some resources for you. So once the resources are allocated, it will be pretty fast.
So, folks, those who have used this SDK before, kindly note that we've unified all our SDKs now. Whether you want to use AI Studio or Vertex AI or any other Google model, this Google GenAI, Google-GenAI is the Python package. So Gemini, Veo, Imagine, Lyria, anything basically.
Okay, so we have 10 minutes. Let's quickly go through a couple of important functionalities. Please try to follow. We'll be a bit quick here because we want some Q&A at least for 2-3 minutes. Okay, so the package is installed. Once the package is installed, you need to authenticate yourself. Basically, right now you created a project. Project is owned by you. You need to run the commands as you. So you are giving Colab access.
Some of you are trying to run on mobile, so I think the short URL is not opening and some other issues are coming. So maybe better to pair up with someone who is working on laptop.
Okay, so we gave access to this Colab. Basically, we gave this Colab our own identity. So whatever access we have, this Colab has. Pretty scary, right? Let's scroll down. Next thing, we import the libraries. Again, these libraries are this is the latest library from Google Import GenAI. All of our generative applications can run via this library directly. Scroll down. Now, this is where you give your project ID. Remember, we saw the project ID in the console? My project ID is GenAI Trial 2. Yeah. You give your project ID. Why do we give our project ID? Yes, this is for billing, so that whatever we are using, it is billing to that project ID. In your production, you'll always run on Google Cloud with some project ID. All your components will be inside that project. Fair enough? Yes?
How many of you are able to do, run this step? You want us to go slow?
Yeah. I can take up with that. Right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Very good.
Don't worry. As soon as the runtime goes, all access goes. So next time when you are running, again, you need to give access.
Some of you are trying to copy the project name. As Anchit showed you, you have to get the project ID. Otherwise, it will not work.
Also, you need your own project ID. Don't use project ID because that won't work.
Yeah, it won't work because identity is what you're giving access to your identity, right? See, for me, project ID is something like this. But for you, if it is my first project, it has to be unique ID. So it will have some numbers, alphanumeric later.
Who don't know how to just click on this Google Cloud logo here. It will take you to this page. Or the other ways, you could also get it from here.
Are we done with this? Shall we proceed? Okay. Now let's see the first thing which we are doing.
Right.
Verify, it's fine. Scroll down. This is for verification, how we are using it. Now let's initialize the model. Remember we talked about Gemini 2.5, the latest state-of-the-art model. This is the model ID. We are initializing a variable with this model ID, and we will initialize the client object with this model ID. So we are initializing the client model ID and a simple question. Pretty straightforward. A simple LLM query, single response. Yes?
And tomorrow, let's say a new model comes up, or you want to use a flash model or flash thinking model. This is all you need to change here. In this case, I think here also because hard coded, but
Yeah. It's just a collab functionalities where you're given an input box. That's all. We are good till here. A simple query and a simple response. Let's proceed.
you could possibly try other prompts, something that that's interesting to you. There are some sample prompts here. Now, given this is a multimodal workshop, right? We want you to use multimodality like voice, live stream, all of those things.
Yeah. So, we got the content. The same thing we can get via streaming rather than at one shot. We'll skip it. Scroll down. Okay. You can also create your own chat app. The chat app needs to have the history, right? What were the inputs? What were the outputs? So you can have that. Scroll down. So this is how the streaming output comes.
I see the most interesting part about Gemini models, and I think a big draw for a lot of people who want to use Gemini is a long context window, right? It's the only model outside the recent Llama 4 release, which is very popular for many reasons. So our models have a million context. You also have 2 million context window. And this is where, especially with multimodality, when you are streaming videos, right? You want long context model, because otherwise, let's say if I was panning and zooming across the room, if I didn't have enough context, it would run out of the token limit very, very quickly.
Okay, let's go to multimodal quickly. Scroll down.
Yeah.
Okay, this is important. Do you know how you give instructions to your LLM to behave in some certain way? You give persona to your LLM. Basically, you are an art designer, you are a developer. So this is where you give your system instructions. You initialize your system instructions and you pass it as the system instruction variable when you are initializing the client object. Okay, so this is the persona which you are giving to your LLM. Okay, now you would also want to know how many token inputs we are giving to estimate your cost, or maybe block lot of huge context, because it gets charged based on your tokens. So we have given you an API to quickly test out how many tokens are being used in this query. Okay, how many of you use Google search? So, and how many of you use LLMs? And have you seen LLMs hallucinating? Yes. How do we stop LLMs from hallucinating? By giving it proper context. Yahi batao, right? So Google has brought a tool called Google Search Tool, where LLM can go ahead, search via Google, get outputs, summarize or do whatever you want to, and give you the outputs, and also give you the citations from where it got the data. Which means Google search tool with Gemini will not hallucinate because it has real-time data, right? If you see the example here, what is the current temperature in Austin? Which means it should know what is the temperature today. And we all know LLMs always have a cutoff date. How will it know? It will use Google search as a tool. If you see the output, today is 23rd April, right? Yeah, so it gives today's data via doing Google search.
See, I'll show you. This is extremely powerful, folks. If there is one thing you can take away, I think most people try and build something, real time. And this is not just, fun games. One yesterday's IPL match, right? Now, this, if you just ask a base model or any model, be it Gemini, it will always be wrong. Actually, I think we sent
No, we have initialized it with Google search.
Yeah. Now, if all you have to do is go to grounding, search grounding, apply, and it asks the same question. It will give you on 22 these two matches and who won.
With the citations. So, if you are putting it in your application, you can show the citations properly to your customers. Okay, so we have very few time left. Function calling.
Yeah, of course. This notebook is going to be with you forever to use. All right. So
okay. So there are quickly AI Studio. There are three things, right? One is Gemini.google.com, which is a commercial product like Google.com, which you can download on your phone, use it as an app. It will know who you are properly, give you a response, how Google search give responses, right? That is Gemini.google.com.
this one.
This is this one. Next is Google Gemini via Google Cloud Vertex AI. When you want to go into production, have a very secure environment, you don't want your data to go out at all to any kind of third party, or your data being trained, like our model being trained by your data, etc., etc. This is what you're going to use. It is Vertex AI on Google Cloud. Now, there is a third thing which developers can use. It's called Google AI Studio. The default theme is black, by the way. Google AI Studio is a developer's tool where you can try out the latest models. If you see, the latest models are all listed here. You can try it out. It is free of cost. If you want to try it via API, get the API key, use the API key, SDK is available. You can put it in your app and try it out. This is free of cost.
So whatever you do it on UI, you have this code button. It will generate the code for you. And you can choose a different language, TypeScript, AppFit, and you can, choose a language. And you can do the same thing for streaming, right? So everything that you do here, you can get the streaming API here.
So one last thing, please give it a try. AI Studio is free of cost. No one else gives their top model free of cost just like that to everyone, which Google does. It has 1 million context window, which means you can literally give videos for it to summarize free of cost on AI Studio. And if you have any questions, we do have a booth outside, Google Cloud booth. Please come to us. Thank you.
Anchit, I think Innovators program was like.
Guys, one more
Just
thing.
1 more minute.
One more thing. Please sign up for this Innovators program. Please sign up for this Innovators program. There are a lot of things which you're going to get. You're going to get learning credits. If you want to learn Google Cloud, you can go ahead to our learning portal. You're given credits. You can learn from that. It has labs as well. Google Cloud Labs, free of cost.
We also have this QR code at the Google booth. So if you want, you can go there and check as well.